Been a week. Why is it not letting me click? Hello? Okay, cool. Anyways, welcome to case 5. Hopefully we'll get through it the rest of the night, but I kind of have to be up 10 tomorrow. Hopefully this will be less than 2. Episode 5, Shadow of Yot. Each of these cases so far had a card at the site itself. I somehow had one myself. Eiko had the first, Hinoko the second. The third one, Mr. Gas Mask. The fourth card was in the cursed box we brought back from Mayuzaki. Heard about Mr. Gas Mask, but it's rumored that all of them have gone missing now. Oh, really? The rumors are true. It warns the card's reputation for breeding more misfortune. I hope everyone's alright. Huh? Director, these cards. The backgrounds seem connected. Good eye, Mrs. Ami. It's time to think about what these cards mean and how they come together. Apologies for the delay. Anything new? Still assessing the information I found at the closet. This series of cases involving the Illuminate cards may be part of some bigger plan. Do you suppose your partner and Devastation Judgment card are part of it? Yeah, I suspect so. Design on Devastation Judgment card? Angel Monument at the site of the Tenchu incident. Mr. Gas Mask's card shows the same thing. Also a stairway, a lock, chains, a key, and a watchful eye. Role shown, the Eyes of Darkness has chains. Reflection of Death shows a key. Permeating Blight shows a lock. So among the motifs shown in Devastation Judgment, the only one remaining is the other key. What happens when we have a full set? Illuminate card with the key. Likely we'll come across it during this upcoming case. So there's a request coming in. Indeed. The request is from the CEO of a tech company. He's robbed of something important and wants us to recover it. Whatever the cards may mean, perhaps this case will bring us closer to the truth. The Illuminate cards' prophecies are coming full circle. To watch what the Zimmers are up to. Something happens to you and your partner. No part of the job. I didn't think you'd care so much. Commissioner Tomiri, I'll have you know. I care as much as you do. Oh, that weird guy. Many international conferences and ceremonies this month, leading to higher numbers of global VIPs visiting Japan. Security Director Kurosawa of the National Police Agency stated that the police were on high alert in light of the rumored terror attacks. Busy world. Jasmine? Isn't this request kind of strange? He's robbed of something important, wants us to recover it. Each one is strange, but this one's kind of different. Why haven't they called the police anyways? Right. They know something was stolen, the police will listen to them. They have better odds than having us look for it. Smells of special circumstances. Plus the need for discretion. Is this Mr. CEO secretly up to no good? In that case, Investigator Fukurai, your mission is to assess the client's reputation and related rumors. Understood. I'll start doing some social media research. Yeah, I'm just hot. If I remember correctly, UTech's party CEO was Kurosawa something. You know him, Jasmine? I don't know, just happened to see him mentioned. Might have been a news article somewhere. Kurosawa, checking the reference doc. Yuya Kurosawa, CEO, UTech priority. Mr. Big Time is asking for our help. Kinda fishy, eh? Must be on the top floor of a skyscraper. I'm sweating already. Can't hurt to check for rumors of shady biz or a bad rep. You're right. Checking right now. UTech private priority. Corporate account without gimmicks. That's quite a following. could search the company name. Please do. Oh wow, makes a lot of money. Went public 3 years after it started. CEO seems a bit shallow, but the company has a solid reputation. Varanomon. Government agencies, you know, they're doing work for the country. Super stressful working on, since they'd be fired immediately if they work mess up. Really interesting if one of the engineers from there, those types of work, were to post Kaiba Ichiran here. Urban myth that says if you post that on your socials, very occasionally you'll get a reply from the dead. I'd like to know if you could get those contracts, the regular sales technique. Is it all down to Kurosawa's skills? Theo might have more business skills than we think. Probably gets paid a lot more than what his job sounds like. Poster setup? Yuya Kurosawa. Probably too much. Yeah, gotta combine the two. I understand my path only because I took a detour. Seems so young, but he's already a CEO. Isn't that true for most CEOs in tech yet, though? That is correct. Startup guys. Assets of 700 million yen. I can't believe that Yu is now a tech company CEO. He doesn't ever have to work again. Isn't 700 million yen not even that much? What's up to Dwayne? I'll try my best. But yeah, 700 million yen. That is 4 million USD. Dude, ironically, I don't think that's enough to live in the modern day. Like, for the rest of your life, $4 million. Well, I guess it depends on where you live. Yeah, you're finally at the start of a chapter. But $4 million? Like, if I'm in California, I'm fucked. But I feel like if I'm in Alabama, I'm rich as hell. I guess $4 million in Japan is hella rich. Playboys in the 20s, suddenly put together in their 30s. So this guy is probably a playboy. Was a playboy. Born into affluent. Family, home, enormous. I wouldn't say he's totally ignorant. So he was born rich. If your parents have money, you'll succeed in anything. Man, I wish I got super rich parents in the social ranking gotcha. Not exactly true, but it does help a lot. People inherited power, huh? The world will never change until the rich ruling class change. Sure. Kinda right. You're right. But not... maybe not that much. I passed Yuya on the street yesterday. He had big sunglasses and a flashy outfit. Thought he was a celeb or something, but he didn't look ignorant. Kinda nice, actually. Since his bubblegum. On the profile pic. Not too happy to be that. Saw him last week too. He wasn't particularly charismatic or anything. Really plain, but like any other dude on the street. I was gonna say hi, but he glared at me. Everyone has their off moments. You got a salesman switch, and then his private one. Without doing that, you can't last long as a CEO in IT. Think it's different off the clock? Nope. Write an autobiography about this success story. Ex-popular live stream group leader to tech CEO. Live stream. Yeah. Sounds impressive, but why would such a big name CEO come to us for help? Wonder what happened to him. I've only heard about people talk to him as if they saw some celeb in town. There aren't any real issues yet. Unlike with Mayusaki, the company seems to have a good reputation. That company can't have a good reputation. Well, it's left to talk to the man himself. Good luck, Sammy. Good bias for me. What's a tech company with a good reputation? I can't think of one. Oh, I was thinking Wikipedia. Yes, GitHub. I don't know. Maybe something open source. But open source means they can't make money, so probably not a company. Jasmine, isn't that an actual scammer? You know, there must be a hold up in his house. Should I just tell the reception lady that we have an appointment? Yep. Also try to relax a bit. Understood. Jesus Christ, I think people are fighting out in the street. That's crazy. Doing this at 1:12. Hello, excuse me. We have an appointment today. We're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. You're from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center? Yes, that's right. We were expecting you. This way, please. Her sprite kind of looks like every single other lady with glasses. Sir Kurosawa, they have arrived. Ah, hello. That's hella weird. You're telling me you're supposed to expect the CEO is just there in the lobby? I don't know, you gotta do an elevator, at least cut to black real quick. Yuya Kurosawa, CEO of UTech Priority Co. My secretary, Miss Kiyomoto. Apologies, she joined us recently, but I keep forgetting her name. Hello, nice to meet you. Masami Fukurai. Okay, I'm just gonna say, that's a hella red flag. She joined recently, and you're already forgetting her name. But like, I guess it is the secretary at the end of the day. It's not like, no, it is the secretary. Like, she should have been talking to him a decent chunk, right? Like, or is it just a doorman kind of secretary? Who knows? Masami Fukurai from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. And this is Miss Toma. My colleague, Toma Rigi. Hope we can help. To start this off, your request involves the recovery of a stolen item. Yeah, about that Miss Kiyomoto. Oh, this guy's just dog shit with names. I'll handle this. You can get back to work. Understood, sir. Doesn't Kiyomoto-san know what's going on? No, she's unaware. Can you describe what was stolen? Can't mention specifics. Yet I'm sure that an intruder was here, and I'm the only one who realized the fact. What do you mean? Might want to call the police if you had an actual intruder. Yeah, that's just my friend DMing. Our business involves clients entrusting their data to us. We'd prefer to keep things under wrap. Also, I was hoping you might assess the situation objectively. What happened 2 days ago was strange enough to warrant that. I heard your team specializes in that kind of investigation. Strange things. Sounds like something we can handle. I'm having the security camera footage analyzed, but that will take a while. In my account and my secretaries should tell you how strange all of this is. If you could kindly get started as soon as possible. I see. We'll try to do an objective assessment of what happened the day before yesterday. Guess we just gotta talk to everyone. Sammy? First, yeah? Yeah, Jasmine? Better watch your back for this one. Can't tell us details, hasn't called the cops. Both the yellow flags as far as cases go. Kurosawa is acting a bit strangely. I'll be careful. Here goes. Girona! Some kind of mechanism on the door. Is there a lock? You said something was stolen, but this room seems hard to break into. Maybe I should ask Kiyomoto, the secretary. Ask the secretary about yada yada yada. Jasmine, why are you staring at me? Damn, it looks like you're getting the hang of all this. You think so? You hint? About the investigation. Guess the only way to get started is to look into what happened around Kurosawa. Something weird happened, and he wants an objective opinion from us, whatever that means. Yeah. Mentioned the secretary, Kiyomoto, doesn't know about 2 days ago. But we should talk to her anyways. Being objective and all. Why does Kurosawa-san want us to look into this? Maybe have us private investigator try to dig up dirt on his secretary. Anyways, step 1 is figuring out what the strange thing is all about. You're right. I'll try asking first. Excuse me, may I ask you a few questions? Yumoto-san, the secretary, right? Yes, I work as the CEO's secretary. It instructed me to answer you truthfully, as I actually saw things happen. That is a weird thing to say. Please ask me anything related to your investigation. What happened 2 days ago? Did something happen? You mentioned 2 days ago, but nothing particularly happened. The CEO asked me too, but I have no idea what this is about. I see. Could you kindly tell me what you saw? Very well. About 2 days ago. That day, our CEO had a meeting with the client, so I saw him off. And he returned a while later. I see, and then greeted him when he came back, and everything afterwards was as normal as could be. I haven't noticed anything. See, thank you. Just one meeting is kind of crazy. Do you need a key to enter this room? Yeah, a security card. Do all members of staff have a security card? Yes, all employees have one. That being said, as we handle critical data for other companies, even I am prohibited from entering the CEO's room when he's absent. How does that work? A security camera, likely the one Kurosawa mentioned. But the intruder made it in regardless, so it doesn't matter. Reintroduce myself, Yuya Kurosawa, CEO of UTech Priority Co. Please ask my secretary for anything she knows about what happened 2 days ago. Understood. What happened 2 days ago? What I can tell you right now is something precious was stolen. The rest I'll disclose to you once you talk to my secretary. Oh. But Kiyomoto didn't seem to know anything. I wonder if there's any traces nearby that might tell us further information. CEO's desk. This chair must cost a fortune. Probably Herman Miller, which I believe is only $600, which is pretty pricey for a chair, but not, not too absurd. An Illuminate card. Not too absurd in the sense that, if you got a really fancy chair, I assume it would cost like 600. Not 600, I mean like 1,000. Because you always inflate the values of it. Hey, that card is of high value. Please leave it where it is. But Kurosawa, isn't this involved in some way in your ongoing investigation? Well, not quite. And please return it to where it was and continue investigating. I will, sorry. We got a Illuminate card there. We got an outside. Okay, we got some ghosts. Is this Shadow Kurosawa-san? That's weird. I feel like the shadow is looking at me. Am I overthinking this? The shadow, is it Kurosawa? Or maybe it's Intruder. How do I tell them apart? They look like they're touching the desk drawers. Wait, is it me? Or is the shadowy thing looking this way? Or not? No. Shadow's rummaging through the drawers. Taking something out? Is it holding something? I can't make out what it is. Maybe we should examine the desk itself. Shadow was taking something out of the desk drawer. The top drawer, I think. Was anything taken from this drawer? Check with Kurosawa-san. May I see something? Certainly. About the top drawer. What did you have there? Was anything stolen from the top drawer of your desk? I don't know why she sounds like that now, but sure. Top drawer. Why, the desk drawer specifically. I haven't told you anything yet. Oh, of course, this is hard to explain, but I have this ability. Why are you leaking everything, girl? I have this ability called clairvoyance, which is why I'm here as an investigator. Not that you believe or anything. Interesting. But yes, you believe me? Yes, I find it very intriguing, and you might be very useful for this case at hand. Useful. I'll check what might have been stolen from my desk. Kindly recheck with my secretary too. Kiyomoto-san? Okay, I guess. Weird. Kiyomoto, can you spare a moment? Yeah, what do you need? Did the CEO take anything? 2 days ago, did Kurosawa take anything out of the CEO's office? Now you mention it, I think he was carrying a red card-like object when he left. A red card-like object, not a security card? Those are very different. I wouldn't mistake one for the other. I'm not aware of what it was, but I do recall the CEO being very careful in handling it. Thank you. Noted. I'll check with Kurosawa-san as well. Any strange about the CEO? Was there anything strange about your CEO 2 days ago? Anything strange? I don't think so. Do you speak to him about anything? No, nothing in particular. I agreed with the CEO, but he just gave me a light nod, as he normally does. See. Also, this might sound strange, but there was one thing I found puzzling. I mentioned he was carrying something when he left, but to be precise, one moment he was taking out that red object, The next moment, he was gone. Gone? Didn't he just leave while you were looking away? He opened the door to the CEO office and disappeared the very next moment. Oh, I see. Seems like a serious person, so I don't think she'd make it up. Okay, yeah, there's nothing on the left. May I ask you something? Certainly. So what's your red card-like object? And this 2 days ago, I didn't come back here after the client visit. Huh? Possible for me to have taken something away. But if so, why would Kiyomoto... What's your impression of her? Do you think she was telling the truth? The strange incident I mentioned. Kurosawa suspecting Kiyomoto-san. Said you disappeared suddenly. Disappeared? What do you mean? She said you disappeared after taking the object from the desk. That's it. As she's bringing this up voluntarily, I don't think she was merely looking away. I see. To be honest, I don't think her account is trustworthy. Could you please double check with my security just to make sure? Okay. You want to call the police? The thing that was stolen the other day. It's actually something top secret. Huh? Top secret? An important matter that affects our very reputation. I need to ask you to be discreet from here on with your investigation. I see. You spare another moment. About the strange happening. 2 days ago when you were in this room. Yes? Was there anything about his clothes, hair, or even face that struck you as unusual? No, it was the CEO, I know. And he took a red card-like object from the drawer and left with it? Yeah, that's right. Is there something wrong? Kurosawa-san says he hasn't taken away that red object. What's an important object that our CEO mentioned? Seems that way. And he did take it out of his desk he did take it out of his desk while I was watching. Yeah, like, what the heck is she gonna say? You know, he said, she said. Recently joined the company. Young tech millionaire. Any notes on the people I meet? Kurosawa-san is the CEO of a tech company. This something was stolen. What was it? Red card-like object. Why are the stories so different? Well, I mean, the answer is he just has the evil twin. You misjudged what she saw. Did the CEO simply forget what he did? Listen, there must have been an intruder in some way. I wonder why they're so different. Maybe the intruder was disguised so that they would look like Kiyomoto-san. Wait, no, not Kiyomoto-san. Kiyomoto is the fucking secretary. Kuro, whatever. There we go. Kurosawa. Maybe the intruder was disguised to look like Kurosawa-san. Kiyomoto's story about the missing item was accurate. So whoever was named to be Kurosawa-san must have actually been here. But if so, did they look so alike that you could mistake them? I need to learn about the intruder. About the security camera. Okay, what do you got? What do you need? I need security camera footage. Footage available for checking? I should know our affairs team who handles the camera sent us images just a while ago. Here they are. Thank you very much. What is this? Who does this look like to you? Our CEO for sure. Looks like it. I checked with Kurosawa-san myself. Can I ask you something? Certainly. Security camera image. I asked Kiyomoto-san for this image from your security camera over there. You, isn't it, Kurosawa-san? Oh, he does look like me. Wouldn't blame anyone for mistaking him for myself. Could it be that you simply forgotten about coming back here 2 days ago? It's impossible. My client counterpart can't attest to that. There's actually something missing from the room. Well, that's clearly you yourself. I'm as surprised as you are. So this is just Sanji and Lavelle. What? Wait, is his name Lavelle? What the fuck is it? The Flying Fishmen. The Flying Fish Riders. Guy's name. Duvel Rosie. Yeah. I'm going. Jasmine, I think I picked up what I can here. So how was that CEO? Something does feel off. He won't tell us about what was stolen, and he showed interest in my clairvoyance. What's up to? Definitely seems like he's hiding something. Okay, I know I've been playing this game for a long time now. But why does Jasmine's expressions just look more lively than Azami's? I don't know, she just looks like the main character more. From the director, how's it going? Seems you're done with your initial investigation. But it's kind of complicated. A lot of uncertainties, aren't there? Huh? Oh yeah, exactly. Kurosawa-san himself is one thing, and the clairvoyant shadows in the office felt different somehow. I see. Also, I saw an Illuminate card. Kurosawa had one. Don't worry about that later. Looking forward to your full report. Let's begin then. Okay, all seeing eye. Let me press up, right, left, and activate God's power. Locating a stolen item and recovering it if possible. The request for this case is rather unusual, considering our usual fare. Yet, it seems this case was made for us. First I thought it was just a burglary, but with the Illuminate card showing up, something strange must be going on. I cannot leave this case unexplained. Let's begin the identification. Now let's start by laying out what has actually been happening. Mr. Kurosawa experienced something strange. Everyone else is saying that he was in the office. He asked you to speak to Kiyomoto, his secretary, to make sense of what was going on. Kind of weird in itself, because why wouldn't you ask her yourself? Footage. Platform. I just noticed a white thing next to my bed. The bed frame actually exploded the other day. Not exploded, but it's on the floor now. But I did find my clock there. That's right. So we asked Kiyomoto-san about what happened 2 days ago. So Mrs. Ami, yes? What was the strange circumstances that Miss Kiyomoto has described? Kurosawa appeared, but he wasn't supposed to. Kiyomoto was in the same room for a while, but didn't notice anything unusual. Okay, the answer is just so simple. It's literally just there's a guy who looks like him. That's why the Twitter posts were talking about how he's so nice outside versus like dude's an arrogant asshole. The intruder's presence was natural enough that anyone might suspect the CEO of misremembering his own actions. Yeah, we got one pillar. Moving on. The Mr. Kurosawa imposter himself came to the CEO's office as if they were the CEO himself. The secretary, Miss Kiyomoto, was the only one who saw him. Her account of that day included an important characteristic of this intruding entity. So, Mrs. Ami, what kind of interaction was there between Miss Kiyomoto and Mr. Kurosawa's imposter? Between the time the imposter arrived at the CEO's office and until he left? Simple non-verbal greetings. I believe she mentioned the CEO gave her a light nod, but they didn't speak. That's what they usually do, so she didn't find it strange. Precisely. Miss Kiyomoto did not converse with Mr. Kurosawa's imposter. If they had any form of conversation, this would have turned out differently. Kinda whack. My final question. Was Miss Kiyomoto unaware that Kurosawa had appeared? No. She was aware and even greeted him. Yeah, I guess the only mystery here is how she disappeared, or how he disappeared. But Miss Kiyomoto never doubted an imposter, yet a client can prove Mr. Kurosawa wasn't actually there. So Mrs. Ami, yes? What kind of entity is this imposter then? Who showed up at the CEO's office? A tangible entity with an appearance practically identical to Mr. Kurosawa-san. Maybe a clone or some kind of copy. The security camera footage confirms that the imposter's appearance is almost identical. Yet Mr. Kurosawa himself can prove that he was somewhere else at the time. It's as if there was another Mr. Kurosawa in existence. They did not converse, and yet security camera footage shows the person existing in 2 places. No, the fuck? There's one urban myth that matches it. Imposter. Doppelganger. Fuck, I couldn't remember the name. But yeah, Doppelganger matches this perfectly. And then, you gotta kill your Doppelganger on site. The Doppelganger, duplicate of yourself that exists in the same world, with no notification of when or why they exist. Only the person himself will be able to identify the imposter. The terrifying aspect of this anomaly is that if you ever meet your Doppelganger, you will die. You'll die? We should warn Kurosawa to be very careful. Until he recovers what was taken. I didn't know the Doppelganger was such a scary urban myth. That reminds me, say Mr. Kurosawa sent us an additional request. I will handle it personally. You may not be able to reach me for a while. But no need to worry. I leave the on-site investigation in your capable hands. But Director... What happened? The Director won't be in contact for a while. Will we be okay on our own? Is it that much to worry about? Without the phone calls, it's still just the usual. You're right, maybe we will be okay. Yeah, we will be okay. We don't really use the Director often, and half the time we can't contact him. Home at last. Sir? What is it? Oh, I thought you'd come home just a few minutes ago. No, I just got home, obviously. Oh, fuck, he's about to die. What? Bro, it's on site. You gotta lock... Fucking get hands. Come on, get your hands up. Where are your hands at? Today's menu. We go check out Kurosawa's place. And it seems he ran into his doppelganger. When he called, he was so worked up. I saw it. It was in my room. It ran away. And so on. I wonder if he's okay. Well, he did call us himself, and he seems safe for now. So we should wait on mentioning the supposed death if you meet your doppelganger thing. It was at least well enough to have called us. Yeah, that means he's fine. How about the boss man? Business done yet? Oh no, I haven't heard anything yet. Maybe your first solo dissolution is coming up. No way, I'm not good enough for that. Well, we'll figure it out. I'll look into the doppelganger rumors. Is there anything else you'd like me to look up? My little investigator Zammy is growing up so fast. Oh, you think so? Can you add Zimmers to your research list? Seems to have been a lot of incidents related to them recently. But are there any connections between Kurosawa-san and the Zimmers? Okay, Jasmine, you're sneaking it in there. Haven't you heard? The Zimmers hate Kurosawa with a passion. What do you mean, have you heard? How are you supposed to know that, huh? Jasmine? Not really a big deal if it's just people's opinions, but Kurosawa haters are getting bolder. Understood. I'll look for rumors on the doppelganger myth and the Kurosawa haters. Dark secret? It's really impossible for a company to go public in 3 years? No, it's not impossible, just really, really rare. He got where he is due to family, but out here lecturing us about hard work, what an ignorant guy. That's the thing with Zimmers, you don't really know. They seem like a group, but also go solo. I wish there was some way to tell. But if your family has a lot of money, can't you just use it however you want? People like that tend to go for attention. Going to hard work distorts this world's sense of values. Return this distorted world back to its original state. Grr. What's this guy again? The Grr guy. Are values even fixed to begin with? This Grr again, what does it even mean? Being the CEO of a huge company at his age is unreal. Talk about new life plus. Maybe he's an invader from outer space. Damn, this game is really outdated. How many times would I have to be reborn to get its life? Get live. No, to get to live at the top of such a fancy building. You just live in SF. Go to San Francisco. You see like a million tech startup CEOs. All who've gotten AI, they give them like dollars. Maybe not even just you. Are you saying the Kurosawa-san we see might be a doppelganger? A little too high profile for antics like that, isn't he? I hope so. There are plenty of urban myths about meeting your doppelganger too. Yeah, we finally got one. Doppelganger. Okay, meeting your doppelganger. Speaking of meeting your doppelganger, my friend accused me of walking around with a girl hanging off my arm yesterday. Maybe my doppelganger got a girlfriend before I did. LOL. Doppelganger can get a girlfriend? Anything you can do, your doppelganger can do. Oh, so that means this guy needs to have more confidence. Or this girl. Or they need to have more confidence. That's what it is. Aren't there a lot of celebrity doppelganger incidents? I bet they're just blaming it on doppelganger when they get caught, lol. It makes sense they blame it on doppelganger. Tsutomu Kisaragi said that the doppelganger hallucination theory is when you're seeing a hallucination of yourself. While theoretically it could all be in your head, you could be seeing your older self or a living spirit. Hallucination of your future self? What kind of urban myth is that? Wait, they said Tsutomu Kisaragi. Right, he did write books on urban myths. Anyone wouldn't have their eyes on this topic. Oh, reaction to doppelganger hallucination theory. We could probably get more information on doppelgangers from here. Give it a search. I've seen a friend's doppelganger before. We talked and they were totally alike, but when I talked to my friend later, I heard they were overseas at the time, so we couldn't have met. That sounds like a doppelganger, if that's real. In urban myths, it's said that they can't talk to other people, or they can only appear in places related to the original person. So the guy above is just lying. If it's someone who's antisocial or not talkative, it'd be hard to tell them apart. I saw my younger self at a family's house in the countryside. That also kind of a doppelganger. Aren't there a bunch of stories about getting home to find your doppelganger already there? Terrifying. Guess that's a classic kind of doppelganger. A lot of historical figures have met their doppelganger before. President Lincoln, Ryunosuke Akutagawa, and so on. Okay, let's search this up. Abraham Lincoln saw a doppelganger of himself in his mirror after his life. He once had a dream that a soldier. Like, what the fuck do you mean a doppelganger in your mirror? That's just a mirror. Okay, also, apparently he just had a cousin that looked really like him. Oh, no. Abraham Lincoln's great uncle, great grandson is very similar to looks very similar to him. Okay, so that doesn't matter. Okay, he said he saw two faces in the mirror on the night of his first election. Okay, you know him from the beard. What was the previous statement? President Lincoln with the beard? The one with the beard on the face, right? You know him from the beard? A lot of people met their doppelgangers, but aren't they all dead? You'll die if you do, right? You die when you meet one? Or do you get cursed with bad luck? Getting cursed with bad luck? Dying if you meet them twice? Which theory is more likely? Okay, let's just go doppelganger hallucination theory. According to the doppelganger hallucination theory, it's not that meeting your doppelganger causes death. It's the hallucination of yourself because you're close to death. Okay. So doppelganger is just a shinigami. Can't really call those the same thing. I hear even seeing someone else's doppelganger can cost you your life. Well, you can die seeing someone else's doppelganger? Take a breath. Go on and find more about this room. Get the words your life from this. Yeah, so many intense words are coming up. That was the shock of seeing your doppelganger that killed you, lol. But dying just from seeing someone else's doppelganger. Death by shock? I guess it would shock you to death. But would it really shock you to that extent? I heard a doppelganger is a soul or a spirit that escaped from their body. And if you see one, it means that the host body is without its soul and will eventually die, or something like that. This is a tough one. You can't make fun of the concept, since there were people with brain tumors who died after saying they saw their doppelganger. Sounds like a scientific cause. Phone if true. A brain tumor showing you hallucinations of yourself. The idea gives me shivers. There is also the possibility that doppelgangers killed their original selves to replace them. But in this case, from outside it just looks like their original person's personality changed. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. So isn't a strawman kind of like a doppelganger? If the real person's in the way, they get rid of them and put a strawman in their place. The certain prime minister was just a strawman. Of course, Master Kisaragi. Here come conspiracy theories. They say Kisaragi said it. Must be a fan. A prophet, Kisaragi is not just a visionary. He holds the power to see the future. Society is on the brink of revolution. Grr. Okay, so grr is actually just a calling thing. And then we get to see our prophet, Tsutomu Kisaragi. According to the doppelganger time warp theory, meeting your doppelganger results in a time paradox that causes your death. When two of the same person are in the same place on the same timeline, it causes a paradox. You think reality is some sci-fi movie? In the world simulator hypothesis, the doppelganger is a bug in the system. If you run into one, then a bug occurs and you die. Get it? What is the world simulator theory? Hypothesis. Guess is as good as mine. My guess is it's just a, hypothesis that the world is just a simulator by some more advanced civilization. But it doesn't make sense that a doppelganger would just be a bug. Wouldn't it just be that they're just reusing assets? How interesting that every doppelganger death theory has its own reasoning behind it. Each one seems realistic in its own way. Scary. They do seem strangely realistic in their own ways. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Cost your life, Prophet Tsutomu Kisaragi. Prophet Tsutomu Kisaragi. The Great Reset. Oh, that's what Gur is. Great Reset, our Prophet Kisaragi hoped for is almost here. Gur. What is it? Don't keep reading the post if the poster keeps me out. As someone who read the Great Reset book, I thought he was just saying that occult otakus will simply have their time to shine one day. You should read it again. You can't just stand there and wait for it to happen. You have to take the first step to change yourself. That's how we can change society and then the world. Grr. Well, if these guys are getting motivated from it, must be a good thing. Idiots always toss around words like toys. I've been working hard for the GUR too, but it's a shame. Okay, the GUR is something you work for, and I thought all they did was read books and read online. This could be more dangerous than what it seems. You seem too intensely invested in this. That book is just about updating your values. What else are you seeing in it? Exactly, updating your values. To do that, you must first destroy your current values. It's that destruction that Kisaragi sought to carry out. Was there a statement inside that asked you to come up with your own answer or something? I think it was just a bunch of Kisaragi's own thoughts. Maybe depending on the reader, it resonates differently. I thought his book was about his experience, how he was bashed by the people who had a prejudiced view of occult otakus based on only half-truths. Wait, why is this talking about otakus? I feel like Fujiwara said something about that on the otaku tour, on the occult. Oh, because along with teaching at uni, he was an occult researcher. That's why people thought of him as an otaku. Half-truths? And they were true, though. Now they're trying to start a fight. The worse the info, the more attention it gains. These reactions leads to a sense of superiority. People have such a terrible habit of focusing on that. This short-sighted society that needs to be. Yeah, they're speaking out in the name of Kisaragi, who could accomplish this goal by himself. Right? But hey, let's social media. And I'm also going to use the bathroom room. Okay, I'm back. Almost at Kurosawa's place. Kurosawa's place. I hope he's doing okay. Well, the doppelganger first showed up at the CEO's office, and the secretary was fine. And there are many theories about the doppelganger myth itself. So I'm not too sure if meeting one actually kills you. You're right, yeah. I'm calming myself down a bit. I'll do my best with today's investigation. Kurosawa's home. Hello, UMDC here. Thanks for coming. Are you alright, Kurosawa-san? We heard that you're... Yeah, the doppelganger. It showed up, and I saw it myself. His eyes were inhuman, but looked like me otherwise. Did it attack you or do anything? Nothing like that. But it happened very quickly. Before I knew it, the thing had left the house. You called the police? Well, it's a pretty ridiculous story, so making a fuss would damage my company's reputation. Anyways, kindly check what it was doing at my place. We have a housekeeper, and she saw it too. So please talk to her, and also... Hey, Yuya, we aren't done talking yet, huh? Who are these chicks? Bringing over girls in broad daylight? They're here for business. This works, so give us a moment. Are you okay? Received some message, supposedly from me, that I have no memory of. The messages asked her various things about my room. I appreciate if you could look into that. Anyways, I'll let you investigate. Understood. Okay. Okay, let's see what you have to say. Jasmine. Alright, let's get started. What do you think? Jasmine, how do you feel about this case? Well, Kurosawa ran into his doppelganger pretty quick. He's weirdly calm. Kind of fishy, if you ask me. Fishy? I want to keep an eye on what this dude says and does. About the investigation? You know the drill, yeah? Maybe? Talk to every witness, confirm their claims. Figure out the doppelganger's actions and motives. You got this. Yeah, let's do this. Observe. A series of trophies and awards on display. He was a YouTube star. Too many of them. Kurosawa must really be talented. Wait, he has a YouTube play button. Prefectural Junior High Kendo Tournament, 10th place. High School Speech Contest, Judges Award, Silver Medal. Business Idea Contest, College Category, 2nd place. So Kurosawa-san was a high achiever since his school days. Japan Corporate Excellence Award, Information Technology, UT Silver Award, 100K subscribers, 5 Society. Gold Award, 1 million subscribers, 5 Society. Incredible. Excuse me, we're from the UMDC. Could I talk to you for a minute? UMDC. I'm kind of nervous. Ah yes, Mr. Kurosawa mentioned you. If I can be of any help. My name is Honda, and I work as a housekeeper here. About yesterday. May I ask what happened yesterday? Someone who looked like Kurosawa-san came here? Someone just like him. It was around 8 o'clock last night. Mr. Kurosawa came home and immediately went to his room. I was preparing his dinner when I heard the entrance open again. I looked out and Mr. Kurosawa was standing there. I think I told him that I thought he'd already come home. What did Kurosawa do? Went to his room, and after that, I heard him yelling. Yelling? Like, well, someone's surprised. Mr. Kurosawa came out of his room immediately afterwards. And another Mr. Kurosawa followed him out shortly after. But at that time, the first Mr. Kurosawa had disappeared into thin air. I couldn't believe my eyes. I see. So the disappearance is the intriguing part. You look inside the room? I am only in charge of cleaning all the other rooms. I was told that Mr. Kurosawa's room has various things you can't show anyone else. When I first came here as a housekeeper, I was told that entering his room is strictly forbidden. I see. When do you work here? I'm accustomed to this job. When did I start? Really intense. Just me? I've been a housekeeper for a long while, but I started working here recently. Oh really? I'm old, but I still need to work to pay my bills, you see. I could do with a little raise if you catch my drift. Or would Mr. Kurosawa fire me if he heard this? He doesn't seem to be kidding at all. Did you talk with the doppelganger? In any way? As in, did you talk to it at all? Just reacted as usual, I believe. Greeted him with him and welcome home, Mr. Kurosawa-san. And he gave me a small nod and headed to his room. So you didn't have a conversation. Understood. Thank you. We have an idea of the doppelganger's actions, but what was its goal? Photo Kurosawa-san. Might be one from a while ago. He looks a bit different from now. I'm writing on the trophy he's holding. National College Debate Contest, first place. Inugami. National Debate Club. Wow, winning this is amazing, but also, Inugami? That's my uni. Kurosawa went there too? Excuse me, just a moment of your time, please. Who the heck are you anyways? I might be able to help in some way. Huh? I'm from the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. And what the heck is that, eh? There's been something strange happening around Kurosawa-san recently. Seems someone who looks just like him is up to no good. This is serious talk? That's pretty laughable. It's true. There's evidence of the intruder in the CEO's office too. And I saw it too, or its shadow, so we're pretty sure it's real. Sheesh. This reality show or something? Your name, please? Could we ask your name, please? Aika, Yuya's girlfriend. What he's doing inviting girls to his place anyways. He did this before too, and we had a huge fight, and I haven't forgiven him yet. I'm just here for work, nothing to worry about. Nothing. Nothing to worry about, huh? You're weird. What was your name again? Zami Fukurai. Okay then, Zamzam, what you need? Zamzam? Aika, strange things have been happening around Kurosawa-san recently. We're worried about Kurosawa's safety. And maybe you could be in danger too. Oh, wait, that's not funny. Wait, are you serious? Very serious. Doppelganger. Kurosawa might have told you. The messages you received yesterday were probably from his doppelganger. So those nonsense texts he sent me the other day weren't from Yuya on booze, but from someone else? We believe so, yes. Did you talk with the doppelganger? No, just those DMs. I see, just his messages. Maybe it's true that doppelgangers don't talk. Tell us in detail what you experienced. Like a few days ago, Yuya DMs me. Aika, something. First I thought, who the heck was this? He usually calls. But hey, see, it was from Kurosawa's actual account. Hey Aika, remember when you came to my place? Is it? It looks like he was asking something. It's super creepy. Got on my nerves after a while, so I deleted most of it. Oh, that explains it. What was he asking you about? Something about the hard... Why would you delete the messages? That's crazy. Something about the hard drive in Yuya's room. A hard drive? I asked him about it too. Said something about a black box-like drive or something. I said, how would I know about that? It's your room. Don't ask me. Yeah, true. Right? I figured something was up and came to check. If those DMs were from an imposter, I don't get what's going on. I'll recheck with Kurosawa-san about this. Mundane everyday trash can. It's pretty packed. Oh, documents maybe. Okay, let's look closer. Maybe we see a hard drive in there. What's this? Photo crumpled and rolled up. Same photo as the one on display? No, it's longer sideways. Oh, this person on the right. Tsutomu Kisaragi? Why would Kurosawa be in a photo with Dr. Kisaragi? I need to ask Kurosawa-san. Dimmers, huh? Dude, it's huge. A lot of glowing lights. It's also missing a hard drive. Takes its ex-CEO to have such a huge safe at home. If the doppelganger was after something, this might be it. I didn't think the doppelganger would try to contact Aika. I briefed my housekeeper, so kindly talk to both of them. About yesterday, excuse me. May I ask a bit about what happened yesterday? Sure. When I got home last night, the housekeeper looked at me funny and said I already came home. I had no idea what she meant, but when I came to this room, the doppelganger was there. Exactly, looks just like me. Except eyes, there were sockets without eyeballs in them. I stood there in shock and he took off. I see. And anything unusual then? Like a massive headache or something? You're thinking I might die because I met my doppelganger? Oh, you know about that. Nothing seems wrong with my health. That reminds me, you met my secretary yesterday, right? Yamamoto? Yeah, she seems to have skipped work today without permission. Rachel tried to call her, but she's not picking up. Huh? Staff is looking for her. I'll let you know if I hear anything. Yamamoto met the doppelganger too, so is this because of the doppelganger? About the message. About the messages that Aika received. Oh yeah, those. They weren't from you, right? Of course not. My account got hacked. It happens. I've taken measures to fix the situation. I see, so that means the doppelganger was using her account? Look, I don't know who the culprit was, but it was embarrassing as a tech CEO. Also, that's crazy that you DM your girlfriend through the official tech account. Kurosawa-san, did you know Tsutomu Kisaragi? Well, why all of a sudden? Well, I found a photo of you with Dr. Kisaragi in your trash can. Is that from when you were a student? Well, yeah, he was the advisor for the sports team I was in back in uni. That's why. What does that have to do with the case? Or even searching through my garbage. I never asked you to do that. Oh, right, I'm sorry. I thought I'd thrown away all those photos. Why was that photo in the garbage? I guess it's as good as mine. I noticed it lying around yesterday. I think you dig that up. It was lying around? It wasn't Kurosawa or the housekeeper. Did the doppelganger leave it there? Why would it do that? Interesting. Any notes on the people I met? Aika is Kurosawa-san's girlfriend. It was at his place when we arrived. Why was it that she suddenly came to Kurosawa-san's place? Yeah, she received fake messages, so she came over to check. Can't be easy. What kind of super hacker could pull it off? I mean, probably just gave the password. Let's see, the shadow is a doppelganger. It looks different somehow. Near the computer, but what was it doing? Can't make out what it was doing with its hands, but it looks like he's taking something out or away from the computer. I should figure out what has been around the computer. The shadow is different from the usual ones. Must be the doppelganger. Trying to do something to the safe? The shadow seems to be looking at me and laughing. Scary. Check for traces of the safe being... Doppelganger was staring at the safe. Was anything stolen from it? With the housekeeper Honda and whether the doppelganger had anything in his hands. I want to ask the contents of the... About the safe. Did you notice whether anything was stolen? Did you check the contents of it? I haven't checked thoroughly, so it is a possibility. The safe is huge and stands out, so you might want to make sure. Actually, I'm a bit busy right now, so could you check the safe yourself? What, me? Yeah, I should have contracts, watches, and some gold in there. Combination is 5666. Please go ahead. Oh, understood. Isn't that careless of him, or does it ever read? Really okay to open it? Let's see, 566. Open. Oh, I know if everything's there. Contracts, watches, actual gold bars. Nothing has been stolen. Okay. Nothing has been stolen. I think doppelganger was fitting around with this. The USB cable dangling here, but nothing connected to it. The imaginary boss, tell me what to do. Kurosawa did encounter the doppelganger, yet it couldn't have waited for him anywhere, including the entrance, which means there could have been a reason why it was in the room. It doesn't seem to have touched any of the valuables, and sent messages to Aika too. I wonder what it was trying to do. The goal seems to have been to get the hard drive. That was connected to the cable in Kurosawa's room. The goal seems to have been to get the hard drive in the room. Yeah, that must be it. I'm not sure what a HDD is, but judging from the messages Aika received, that must be it. Maybe I should ask Aika about what exactly an HDD looks like. About the messages. The messages you received were probably sent from a doppelganger. The account seems to have been hacked. Yuya, CEO of a security company, getting hacked? Haha, loser. That's what it seems like. What is... That's a really strange way of calling your boyfriend to a stranger out. Exactly is copy or whatever next. Like a copy of it? Get it, please. Some debts trying to get back at you or something? Oh well. I don't exactly know. It's not a cold case, but an Angry X case? About the HDD. Like about the HDD. Hey, I want to know, okay, would you? But it would help to know what kind of shape it was. It was near the computer, connected with the cable, and about the size of a lunchbox. Oh yeah. It was a black box with a sticker that said 5 or something on it. 5? Not sure about what that, but that might be it. Kurosawa might recognize that. We should check with him. By the way, do you know if Kurosawa's ex-girlfriends might know a lot about HDDs? How would I know? Of course, sorry. About the external HDD. What about it? It seems like the doppelganger's goal was to get that HDD. What does HDD stand for, by the way? Kurosawa? HDDs are storage media. You can save a large amount of photos, music, or videos on them. I see, so it might have had something stored on it. that the doppelganger wanted, which is why it was stolen. Would the Urban Myth Dissolution Center be able to recover it for me? I can't say for sure, but at least not immediately. Worst case, destroying the HDD works too. I'd appreciate it if you could prevent the contents from leaking out. Can't promise anything. Bro, the fucking disc is in the hands of your clone. What do you want us to do? Okay, we gotta talk to the housekeeper. Up. On another $1 another minute. About the doppelganger. When the first Kurosawa came out, was he holding anything? Like a lot of bills or expensive looking jewelry? No, I don't remember him carrying anything of the sort. I mean, his room has such things in it? Oh, I wouldn't know. Then again, you wouldn't have that huge safe if you didn't. Huh? Is something wrong? Oh, well, I've never been in the room. Why does she know about the safe? So figure out why Doppelganger came here? The Doppelganger seems to have stolen an HDD from the computer. HDD? HD, without touching the gold bars or any other valuables. Kurosawa even asked us to destroy it if we need. Ah yes, don't agree to it. Those requests lead to complaints later on. So it came for the HDD. Wonder what's inside. Also, Kiyomoto-san, the secretary. Skipped work without saying anything and isn't answering. Could she be meeting someone else's doppelganger would bring death to others as well? Kurosawa said his staff were looking for her, but I hope nothing happened to her. Kurosawa and Honda, the housekeeper, have both met the doppelganger in this house. It might not be safe. I'll go grab the fan, so tell Kurosawa and the housekeeper to be on their guard. Understood? Oh no. Get some rest, Sammy. We're on standby until Kurosawa updates us. Gotcha. Thanks, Jasmine. Why is there someone behind us? Ah, what is this place? It's dark but so loud. I don't want to see or hear. I'm scared. No, help me. Yeah, this is way too loud. We should go somewhere quieter. Miss Ami. Huh? Mrs. Ami? Oh, that's scary. Rector? Hands up, girl. Fire ass. Sammy, you awake? Yeah? Dozing off again? Huh? What the? Oh, I just zoned out for a bit there. Stop falling asleep while we're talking. First, I was sending this stupid request, so we need to get planning. Sorry, I had this weird dream. Anyways, you were saying the doppelganger had actually shown up before the CEO's office intrusion? Yeah, I showed up a week ago in the U-Tech HQ server room, which means 3 sightings: server room, CEO's office, CEO's home. Sure he gets around for anomaly. By the way, we haven't heard from the director yet. Hope everything's okay. Looking like we might have to do the dissolution ourselves, eh? I'll practice manifesting the eye opener and locking it. No idea what you're talking about. U-Tech HQ coming up. Time for investigator mode. Yeah. So like, Zombie, you're not going to tell her that you saw your own doppelganger? Kurosawa, you mentioned the doppelganger was here a week ago? Yeah, it seems like it showed up in this server room. No reports of anything stolen or sabotaged so far. Can I ask what this room's for? This is our server room where we store important data for our clients. It's usually off limits to external parties. My main concern is why the intruder targeted this server room. It has appeared in our buildings twice already. He may have hostile intentions towards our company. Hope you could find out why he came here. Understood. By the way, I asked you to look into the HDD stolen. Could you give me a status report on that first? Actually, our job is to investigate urban myths. Looking for stolen property is not quite what we... Well, it looks like our understanding of the request and your work aren't aligned. Hey, when did we agree to a change in our service plan? You are? Part-time helper. If you have additional requests for lost property searches, I'll check with the management. We're not in the position to make those kind of decisions ourselves, especially for this kind of pseudo-police work. Never know what might turn out legal, Billy. I can write up a theft report for the police. Actually, we've got a lot going on with all these strange incidents. Please forget about the stolen item for now. We'll handle that ourselves. Continue investigating the urban myth element. That works for you, yeah? Oh, okay. Please check what happened with our server engineer and security guard about what happened here. We will. Good job, Jasmine. You stood up for your part-time worker. Thank you, Jasmine. Why did his tone change all of a sudden? Leave those situations to me. Anyways, he's showing his true colors. I must force that responsibility on us. Move on. First, we need to know what happened here. Next, why he came to us, why he came here specifically. I'll keep an eye out for what Kurosawa's up to while I investigate. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Just be worried about Kurosawa. What do you think? About the doppelganger that appeared in the server room. Any thoughts? For doppelganger, this one doesn't seem that supernatural. This one came for the server room. The stolen item from the CEO's place was an HDD. Yeah, and the card-like device it stole from the CEO's office. The items it stole were some kind of device? Well, I heard that it was red and card-like. Well, I guess I shouldn't assume then. So, Jasmine, you know something that we don't do you? Any leads that you're aware of? I'm not too sure. Might be something, but no, I'm not confident yet. Let me know if you figure anything out. What's the doppelganger's goal? Targeting something. If we keep working this case and it turns out the Illuminate cards are related, if they are, I'll need just a bit more info, Zammy. Give me that info. On it. Sorry about earlier. Oh, it's okay. Course of habits from the negotiation table, haha. Okay. About the sighting, could you tell me about what happened here in detail? 1 week ago, late at night, the doppelganger showed up here, though nothing was taken. Please ask our server engineer and this room security guard for specifics. I was out of the office working on something else, so I wasn't aware of what happened. So I'll check with the engineer and security guard. Oh, by the way, what is it? You remember something? You have the special power, right? I seem to have lost my fountain pen when I came here this morning. Your fountain pen? You're good at finding things, aren't you? Well, kinda. It's actually a very special pen for me. You tried looking for it. It was a gift from my father. From your father? We should definitely try to find it then. Exactly, would you mind? It should be in this room somewhere. I'll take a look. What, bro? It doesn't even matter if she has special powers. What if she just fucking looks for it? I mean, I wanted to ask you about Kiyomoto-san. You mentioned she wasn't answering calls. Kiyomoto? Oh, my secretary. Yeah, I forgot to mention it. We haven't been able to contact her. I asked HR to check on her phone, but they couldn't find her. On her home, I mean. So she might be missing, huh? Maybe that secretary job was physically demanding in some ways, but disappearing with no word or warning. I don't think that's what's going on. Even the doppelgangers of other people's can kill you too. It's pushing a bit, no? I met mine 2 days ago, but nothing happened. But that reminds me. Reminds you of what? Just that our housekeeper didn't show up this morning and hasn't contacted us either. Honda-san. Is she okay? Secretary, and now your housekeeper? Both recently encountered your doppelganger. It's really strange that they're going missing like this. Well, actually, there are a lot of irresponsible people in this world. Why am I totally unaffected? Well, don't worry too much about the doppelganger rumors, haha. Is that why you requested the center's help? Yeah, isn't that why you requested the center's help? Looks like the shelf is for stowing connection cables and tools. A lot of stuff kept here. Hello, we're from the UMDC. Oh, I'm Nakada. I handle UTech's priorities, server room, admin, and maintenance. Are the servers the large machines in the back? Yeah. They hold hundreds of servers, and I'm in charge of them. Oh, I see. Makes sense. About your work. Could you tell me about your work? I work in the server room here in the headquarters. I oversee and maintain the server hardware. I also handle troubleshooting. Are you always here? I'm actually pretty new to the company. Not always, though I often do come down here and handle things here. Okay, thank you. What happened a week ago? That day I was handling our regular monthly server maintenance. It was your monthly special day where the servers get their beauty time. I guess, yeah, something like that. EO showed up during that time, a little past midnight, I think. Came in just knowing I was busy at work, he gave me a wave. Don't mind me carry on or something. Exactly. I was focusing on the maintenance process and other tasks. Anything unusual? Let me think. Well, he acted like the CEO usually does when we see him around the office. Know exactly what he was doing? That would be no, I don't really know. He seemed to be working on something. Gone when I looked up. Okay. Else there, observe. Oh, these servers are almost a wall on their own. Wouldn't fit in my place. Wonder if folks working on their PCs need to have them at home. We're from the UMDC. May I talk to you for a bit? Yes, heard from the CEO. Inoue-san. Here. Security for the server room. Inoue. Please ask me anything about your work. Can you tell me about your job? Yes, I'm in charge of the UTech server room. We handle important data here as personal information. Yep, I see. What happened a week ago? We heard that someone came to the server room. Oh yes, the CEO's doppelganger? Yes. Can you tell us about everything you saw at the time? Well, I don't really understand this doppelganger thing. Someone who just looks like the CEO? I find that hard to believe. Just like that, yep. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we're sure an entity like that is out there. Things have been stolen from the CEO's office in Kurosawa's home, yep. Please help us. We'd appreciate your help, especially to prevent further incidents. Makes sense, yep. It's just past midnight on the day that week last night. Ah, the CEO just showed up like that. Yep. Does Kurosawa usually show up at these hours? No, it's rare that he even comes to the server room. Our server engineer Nakada was here too. Yep. I see. So what was Kurosawa doing here? Yep. He entered the server room and seemed to be doing something inside. Yep. But I didn't see exactly what. Yep. Alright, I see. Yep. That's a lot of yeps from that guy. About the servers, is the big one the server or the various pieces sticking out the server? The server has glass doors but no lock. What were you doing? Like Kurosawa. This one is the doppelganger. Doing something to the server. Can't tell. One just looks Kurosawa, but it's actually the doppelganger, I think. Yep, positive. And they're all confident like this company. It means the security guard saw this doppelganger too, right? Hell, which looks like Kurosawa-san. I'm trying to see the difference. This one must be the doppelganger. Staring at the server? Looking this way and laughing. Gary. Wonder what the server is. The doppelganger seemed fixated on it. In a glass compartment with a solid-looking door and lock. Had security here. Doppelganger Shadow was looking at the server. Wonder what's stored in. Maybe we should check with the server engineer. Nakada-san? Yes? What's in that server? There's a server with a lock. What's stored in it? Thinking that maybe the doppelganger was aiming for content of that server? Server's content? I can't really tell you that due to security protocols. Good, but I need permission from the CEO, so... About the server's content. There's a server with a lock. What kind of data is stored in there? Could the doppelganger be trying to steal information? Nakata mentioned the doppelganger was doing something to that server. Okay, please ask him about the specifics. You can tell him I gave you permission. Even if he's after the server's content, the data is encrypted, so it should be safe. However, I'm concerned that our engineer hadn't mentioned that so far. All hands-on server processes are up to the team in charge. I wouldn't be accessing anything directly myself. I'll check with Nakada-san about that. Put on the glasses and check where you put the pen. That was probably Kurosawa-san. Looks different from the doppelganger. Yep, definitely him, not the doppelganger. Looks like he's placing something on a tool shelf. Maybe he put the pen here and forgot about it. Need to check. The shadow was around here. So we got the pen that he wanted. Why did he put the pen here? Of all places, did he hide it on purpose? Anyways, let's give it to him. So he's testing us. We're still looking into the intruder's motives, but here's your fountain pen. It was right on the tool shelf. Power of yours, it's real. This should work then. Talk myself, please carry on with your investigation. Yeah, this guy's evil as hell. I need notes on the people I met. So what is this system engineer doing? Grip, rock, paper, scissors? Monthly meat discount? Here's doing maintenance. Supplies in the bag. Coincidence that the doppelganger came on that day, or not? So we got permission. Kurosawa said you're allowed to tell about the server's content. Also, I think he's a bit worried about why you haven't informed him that the doppelganger tampered with the server. Well, me? Well, to be honest, I felt that the CEO was acting strange that day. I asked him what he was doing, but he didn't even answer me. Why didn't you say anything? And to answer your question, that server is related for government-related matters. It contains NPA information. The NPA issues with that server tend to be complicated. But to be honest, I prefer not to cause any issues by speaking up. And please, it's strictly off the record. That's for the PIS. So it's not like I had any other intentions. I'm sorry. But either way, it takes a special authentication to access the server. The intruder shouldn't have been able to extract any data. So in order to do anything with the server's content, you need to clear the authentication. Right, so I bet the intruder probably got this far, then gave up and left. Please pass that on to the CEO. I wonder if the server near the back wall is alright. The doppelganger was trying to do something to it. Maybe I should look into it through glasses. Okay. Damn. Doppelganger wants to do into the server, touching something, connecting a cable to the server. Oh, wait, is that even safe for the server? Should I worry? Server neither has a door nor lock, so it just opens up. Doppelganger was connecting a cable to this and doing something. We need to let the server engineer know about this. Excuse me, about the server in the back. The doppelganger might have been targeting that server in the back of the room. He must have connected a cable to it and then did something. Show some important data, maybe? Server in the back, you mean the one without a lock? Server in the back isn't being used yet. We'll be setting up its structure and getting ready for its actual use. Oh, so there's no data in that can be stolen? Yeah, it's totally empty. It's not even connected to the internet. So there's nothing that can be done with it. So the doppelganger snuck into the server room to steal important data, but didn't find anything, so gave up. It goes off somehow. Maybe I should ask Jasmine for tips. So I'm thinking the doppelganger is from the future, and it's Kurosawa doing this. We need to discuss something. We know quite a bit, but also quite less. It means the doppelganger came into the server room, but it seems like he slipped away without taking anything this time. In this room, there's only one server, which sounds like an obvious target. Wait, what? Well, you see. Why are you whispering? Server contains NPIs. Nothing has seemed to have been swiped from the server yet. Seems the PIS needs a special authentication to access. Authentication, so a password. I left this room. For now, at least. For now. I'm more and more confused about what the doppelganger's goals are. Actually, Zam, I think I might have an idea. Question is, what type of data from the NP is stored in here? Oh, is there a way to find out? I think Kurosawa has taken a peek at the contents, at least. Gotta find a way to make him spill the beans. Oh, wow. Kurosawa is feigning calm, but he's obsessed with whatever was taken. And again, he's not going to just tell us if we ask. It's a matter of what could we tell him that would make him talk. Actually, I'll think about it. Go for it. Okay, we gotta do this first. What data is the anomaly after? NP data. Kurosawa has been hiding various pieces of information from us. If we make him believe that we are partially aware of the truth and are in a position to help, we may be able to get past his emotional barrier. Clearly sneaking in to steal the NP data. Acting in ways that anomaly wouldn't. Is there some kind of hint there? What could we say to catch Kurosawa-san off guard? The doppelganger may be a Zimmer who is trying a terrorist attack. We hypothesize it's Zimmer working towards a goal. Can start making sense. It's a huge slip up by Kurosawa's company. He'd probably tell us if it would stop a terrorist attack. We'd probably ask him outright, but it's kind of scary, honestly. Check with Jasmine first. Kurosawa-san. Guy. He seems... I'll keep an eye out. Sounds great. The doppelganger's identity. Just a thought about that entity we've been calling the doppelganger. Could be a Zimmer trying to make it look like it's doppelganger? I think so too. Stuck in here weeks ago to snatch national police info for the terrorist plans, but they failed and realized they need a red card-like device for the heist. So they stole it from the CEO's office, something like that. They need a device to steal the data. How do you know this? Let me just trust this on one. Go pressure him a bit. Jasmine, you're not even hiding this shit anymore. If you won't talk, just mention the device and it should tell you everything. Okay? Yeah, anything you need to know, let me know. National Police's data. About the contents of the server that the doppelganger tried to hack. Can't really tell you much. Could you focus on the intruder's motive? What if the intruder was a Zimmer? They're carrying out terrorist attacks. Lay hands on the information, you know what they might do. What exactly is the top secret information about? Let's slow down a bit. As I mentioned earlier, nothing was taken during this intrusion. And you may have heard, but even if they tried to access the server, special authentication is needed to retrieve the data. Oh, but the red card-like device was stolen from your office, wasn't it? Isn't that a huge concern? I didn't think you'd find out that much. Information in that server is related to VIP protection. VIP protection info. Info related to security measures for political figures and leaders from within Japan, and also for VIPs visiting from overseas. Security is a growing concern recently. I mean the Zimmer terrorist attacks that we see in the news? Zimmers could plan terrorist attacks with that information. Yeah, which is why I was hoping you could figure out who that thief is. And again, you got me. Guess I underestimated you. Running this as if we brought up a real zinger or something. Let's update Jasmine either way. Like Kurosawa-san, he seems... I'll keep an eye out. You know what's in the server. Hey, you don't look too good. It's got info on VIP protection. The intruder who came to the server room was trying to access VIP protection info. Just like you suggested, I mentioned the device to Kurosawa and he told me. Well, okay. Zimmer, they're definitely planning out the steps towards their goal. That means the Zimmers have full access to security information about the VIPs, right? Got it. This could be really bad. Honestly, it's probably the security guy. That is the last piece of dialogue that we need. Anything unusual about the CEO? Well, he was just like his everyday self. Here today as well. But even if you told me he was the doppelganger, I wouldn't know. There's no way I could tell. Yep, I see. One thing though, he was there for one moment and he was gone the next. You should ask Nakata, our server engineer, about this. I also met the CEO here last week. Oh, I mean, no, met the doppelganger thing here. Yep. I see. Thank you. Okay. Reliable security guard. Around midnight. That's when they all met. Okay, what do you want, nerd? Did you see the CEO's face? I'm not too sure, but I did look at him when he entered the room. I think he was just the usual CEO. Could also be him LARPing. Maybe he is a Zimmer. Does the situation look hopeless? Well, the doppelganger has probably been after Kurosawa's data for a while. The server contained national police information on the VIP protection. Did the Zimmers do this to plan terrorist attacks? Police are in danger, but we are now too. Now that we know. They realize the center's involved. Zimmers may label us as threats and actively target us. Oh no, even if we aren't doing anything to them. We figured out their plans. That's reason enough for them to come after us. Seems the boss man's silence is a good thing too. No word in a while. Let's hope it's not because of the Zimmers. Do you think the director's okay? Boss man's a resourceful one. I'm not that worried. Anyway, the Zimmers have probably already achieved their goal. Now it's up to us and how we and the police follow up. See, anyways, let's stop here for today. Tell them bye and head home. Yes. Having that stolen really messes with our plans. Red device too. And again, that girl's power could be useful. I really hope the director's okay. Even Jasmine's right. I wonder what the director is doing now. Another power bug species. Something, I guess. Code fundamentals for dummies. Alien abduction techniques. Past and present. World without Tsutomu Kisaragi. Biceptor occultic fun. The Book of the Dead. According to Tsutomu Kisaragi. Control books by Dr. Kisaragi. And something else in the pile. Memo by the director. Server room, CEO office. Kurosawa's home. Last line reads Kurosawa, Seiji? Doppelganger's movements. With that vision. Yep, it's time for me to go meet Jasmine. Okay, probably the last part of the cake. Okay, let's get started. Any word from the boss man? Not yet. I don't know what's going on. It seems really busy. I did find a memo listing places we investigated. Last line read, Seiji Kurosawa. You can watch with that vision, huh? Can throw us a tip or something at least. Well, he could throw us a tip or two at least. Anyways, Seiji Kurosawa is Yuya Kurosawa's father. We'll be heading to his home, their estate. This doppelganger showed up there. You mean at Kurosawa's family home? Yep, if the boss man had the name written down, there must have been a clue. Seiji Kurosawa, the CEO guy has some serious lineage. But who exactly is Seiji? Again, how do you not hear about these things? Looking him online will give you an idea. Understood. I'll search for Seiji. I wonder if the Kurosawa estate might be hiding something. Something that the doppelganger and Zimmers both want. Info stored in the server room? Maybe not, since it's top secret. What a mess if that leaked. Anyways, I'll go ahead and search up Seiji. True that Dr. Kurosawa's son is Yuya Kurosawa? Director Kurosawa-san. CEO of UTech? But he's leaving management up to someone else and just playing around. You mean Seiji Kurosawa. We were looking up Seiji, but info on his son came out. Father's a big shot and the son makes a lot of money, so I'm sure a lot of people envy them. Which one gets more attention? Well, there's a reaction to Yuya Kurosawa. Just looking up the name, Director Kurosawa will probably lead to more like this. Try using keywords. UTech has ties with big companies and government, except for the next several years at least. Must be nice to have parents in high places. I have no idea how he's pulling off a CEO of a tech company. A company like that getting contracts with the government? We're doomed. But really? Plenty of people saying that kind of thing. Ignore them. Ready's the real deal when it comes to scale. Those business manners are something else. Don't take on work with questionable morals. I guess you don't need to watch your back when your parents have power. There's business skills, but no morals. That's how it is in business. There is no place for morals. Granted, maybe that's more of an overseas perspective. That wouldn't work in Japan. That kind of seems like bullshit. UTech Priority was only started 7 years ago. Are there any other cases of companies growing so quickly? Isn't he a guy born into wealth? Clearly his parents hooked him up. I mean, that's probably a factor, and probably helped a lot. Upper class citizens can get away with anything. Should that really be allowed? Totally not. And people think they can, though. Kurosawa's father, Seiji Kurosawa, the security director of the National Police Agency. As a parent, Director Seiji Kurosawa probably just wants to protect his only precious son. How high of a rank is security director of the National Police Agency? At the very top? There are a bunch of different departments, but he's above them all. Oh, that's fascinating. Reaction, we should look into this. Yeah, he's a powerful person. We don't want to offend him. Let's look him up in advance. Big Boy's daddy is the police director. Explains why UTech Priority's head office is in Toronto, Mon. What do they mean by that? Guess they mean the National Police Agency is near Toronto, Mon. Yuya is untouchable. His dad is the director of security. That means his face alone can get him places in government offices, and the daddy can cover up scandals that may arise. Who knows? Not sure, but people do love their scandals. Reaction to scandals. People really seem to expect them. Yuya and director. Seiji Kurosawa, director of the National Police Security Bureau. The big name. Never thought he was Yuya's father, though. I mean, civil servants with the most power. Which means UTech Priority shares the same connections with Seiji Kurosawa. Like how politicians often divert their public funds to their family business. Is that really true? Who knows, but by the look of it, his parents' influence probably helps with getting work. No cap, I found the evidence that Director Seiji outsources the National Police Agency cases to his son's company. Take a look. Great reset. Now, how could this be evidence? Just some random paper used to make it look like he does. Would this normally be considered conflict of interest? Politicians other than power are good at hiding their cracks. Isn't that breaking the law? This means there's also ways they can evade the law. This is how all the money ends up staying within the upper class. Nothing trickles down. These systems have been in place for how many years now? We need to dismantle them. Grr. That's been this person. They do give Zimmer vibes. That's the issue with the non-accounts. We can't prove anything. Seiji was up there in this age when his only son came along. Of course he'd do anything he could to support his son, start a new company, even if he did do a few bad things. But the police wouldn't do bad things, would they? Of course not. Prioritizing your family business is deemed wrong in society, but if you had that power, I bet you'd do it too, lol. Well, if you were to work for the government and work your way up the ranks, when you want to find a way to work with me in Boss Mannequin, when you put it like that, if you could avoid that question with a smile, then you'd make a good politician. The country is falling apart because of people like that at the top. How long has this been going on? Kurosawa and his son should be punished by any means necessary. Any means necessary, that's a Zimmer-like statement. If Kurosawa is funneling public money into his son's business, then it's an issue, but it's no proof. There is no proof. Legally speaking, as long as he isn't vastly overpaying, they're in the clear. But even so, they wouldn't look great. With the father at the head of police and the son's company getting government work, it's highly probable that's what they're up to. Almost completely certain. Daisy rode to the role of Director of National Police without a single scandal, right? Expect no less from a career civil servant. Yeah, he really is. And the non-career civil servants are out on the streets, protecting people while these career track elites kick back and chat with reporters. These guys should get out there too. The ones not aiming for politics for more. Not following leads or talking to victims. Must be nice to be on the career path. I've seen that kind of thing on cop TV shows. What exactly does the director even do? Oh, I don't know. Never been one. They're like security guards to VIPs. There's been a bunch of weird stuff involving the cult recently. Their job is to make sure that people don't do stupid stuff like that. Rough. If the Zimmers are causing another bombing, then is it the director that's held responsible? Looks like they're facing a pretty serious situation. It'd be quite the scandal if that happened. If anything, the Zimmers would be targeting Director Kurosawa. If we're honestly entertaining the idea, judging by Zimmer's activity, it'd be strange for them to suddenly target the director, even if they want information on VIPs by the Bureau. Worried about what the Zimmers might be doing. What kind of possibilities are they debating? I'm getting depressed just thinking about it. Director's too much, Yuda's too much. Okay, what scandals do you got? Had a few scandals during the streamer's day. Turned over a new leaf after starting up. Still young though. I heard he was on his best behavior even at hostess bars and clubs. People can really change. He hasn't had a single scandal since becoming UTech CEO. I bet they're covering up all the scandals. That's easy work for the head of police, right? Is it easy to cover up scandals? Can't be that easy. He's always been good at getting away with things, though. When he was a streamer, I feel like he didn't have as many scandals as others. Maybe he's the type of person who's careful with this. If you ask the staff at the restaurants he goes to, everyone has a good impression of him, like he's very humble and sweet. You can tell it's only from a few moments of interaction. Impressions can honestly be all over the place. I don't know which high-rise Kurosawa's living, but I wish fake policemen would show up and sweat them dry. He would just like to make things up. Fake police are also an urban myth. I think the story goes that they show up in a woman's home. Got a good eye for people, I can tell you that. That man is a narcissist. Personality is complete trash. One look at him and I know that man's trouble. Not really something you can tell from a single look. Okay, director. Following the recent arrest of members of the Zimmer terrorist group, Director of the National Police Security Bureau announced a plan to bolster VIP protection measures. Ooh, that's a bad look. Zimmers are scary, I don't get it. Cult fans are twisted. There's that Kisaragi guy too. Next thing we know, the UMDC will become a terrorist too. What, they're talking about us? That person sounds way too scared. Protecting high-profile people, so it's only the rich and famous who can be afforded protection. Really, there's something you can be doing to fight terrorism. I get what they're saying, but it's also important to protect high-profile targets. There's a bomb threat in the city, politicians could escape to the underground shelters. What's the average citizen supposed to do? Underground bomb shelters are just an urban myth. I heard that there's a special team within the National Police Agency Security Bureau, staffed by immortal cops developed by the former Japanese army, specifically to take on extremists like... Yeah, right. Cult-brained people will often find any excuse to lash out. That UMDC and the ones who follow them are just potential terrorists. How could they? You never even think about doing that. Some people just act like they know it all. I always thought the people at the UMDC were just a ticking time bomb. Only extremists can look at such dark topics. It's like we have our own army of haters. Like it, they're lumping us in with the Zimmers. Our survival of devastation and judgment all lies on Seiji Kurosawa's shoulders, or something like that. Notre Dame's great prophecy didn't come true in the end, so I don't think the cultists will actually follow through with their bomb threats. Either way, we can only wait and hope the police do their best to counter. Yet there are still people trying to follow through. Most people will never consider that a terrorist attack could affect them personally. Zimmers? Oh, you mean those super supporters of Kisaragi? I bet you the police never expected they'd have to deal with them now. There's no doubt that the terrorist equals weird cult fans equals urban myth dissolution center. Kisaragi was a criminal too, so that means the urban myth dissolution center equals criminals. How could they say all that? If we took them to court, we win a defamation case hands down. These haters really are really coming on to us. What's going on? Why is our center getting haters? What's going on? I mean, people are starting to believe the Zimmer terrorist attacks? But why would they do something like that? The terrorists trying to carry out devastation and judgment, everyone's scared and confused. So they look for a familiar scapegoat they can actually reach. So they jump to conclusions on who followed it is? Human nature. I wouldn't dwell on it. Human nature. Human nature, huh? So Kurosawa's father is a powerful person in the police force. Can't believe he's security director Kurosawa's son. Husband, you already knew about Seiji, son? Yeah, he's been on TV. Pretty famous guy. Rich and famous comments we saw. Father's the head of his police force. Son is the tech company CEO. There are people who overreact and assume they're exploiting everyone. So is the Samazima admin fueling that movement with the Illuminate cards? I wonder why they do it. Or do they just want more followers and terrorist attacks? Terrorism doesn't guarantee they'll get the world they want. Much of a mystery as the doppelganger itself. How much of this was planned by the Samazima admin? Let's find the answers at the Kurosawa home. Yes. Oh yeah, Zami, forgot to tell you. Something wrong? People working in the server room? They're missing. I mean Nakata and Inoue-san? Kurosawa told us when he called. Those are absent without leave. And Kiyomoto and Honda? That's 4 missing already. Really doesn't look good. Now I've asked someone I know to look for them. We should be extra careful as well. Okay. Hello, Kurosawa. Thanks for waiting. Fine, I just got here. So about today's investigation. Oh, could you park that van in the back? Dance out too much by the front gate? Sammy, I'll go park, so you go head on in. Oh, we're about to get kidnapped, aren't we? Kurosawa, about the doppelganger. I heard that 2 staff members in the server room have gone missing too. If this is the doppelganger's fault, that's already 4 people missing. You ran into at home too, right, Kurosawa-san? You're Kurosawa-san, right? Don't tell me you're my father's home. Seiji Kurosawa. Ah, yeah. Thank you for your time. I'm from the Dissolution Center. My name is Zami Fukurai. Welcome. I'm Yuya's father, Seiji Kurosawa, Security Director of the National Police Agency. Yes, pleasure to meet you. Can I ask who the gentleman in suits are? We find the security concerns that we've had heightened security concerns as of late. I was told I should have a security detail just in case. You guard me when I'm off work. A security detail. Use us for a while. I'll be fine. I'd like to start by asking you some questions. Sure, after all that's been happening lately, I was worried about my father. So I gave him a call, and he told me I'd visited last night. Does that mean? Come here last night, Yuya-san? Of course not. It means it was the doppelganger who showed up here last night. I find that hard to believe. Who exactly is this doppelganger? Are they involved with the Zimmers? Looks like it. If fair, sir. Currently, Fukurai here is looking into things. With both the doppelganger and Zimmer as potential suspects, right? Yeah, exactly. You in the back, have we met someone before? Anyways, I see. Yeah, if that's the case, we should talk to the police and... Actually, there's something that we should consider. It shouldn't be too late to contact police after this investigation. If there's something on your mind, I have no reason to refuse. Please do what you need to do then. Understood. When we got the call, he was worried that his father's home might have been infiltrated without anyone realizing it. Sounds like it actually happened shortly after. We'll have to look into the intruder's actions here. What were they doing in this house, and whether they stole anything? Desmond, are the director and center safe? Worried about the haters? It's gonna be okay. What do you think? Any thoughts on the case? Kurosawa's doppelganger is clearly acting along Zimmer goals. As in, it's targeting national police info. Usually if we knew something was stolen, we'd call the police and stop there. What we're doing is supposedly police work, but Kurosawa Jr. is stalling. Chances are he's hiding something. What could he be hiding? Okay, what do you have to say? We now know that the doppelganger is targeting the police info. Well, that kind of information data isn't kept here, is it? If what we mentioned the other day is true, then the information has already been stolen. But it showed up again, so I need you to look into it. We'll try to follow its motive, figure out its motive by following the traces. What happened yesterday? Can you tell us about what happened here yesterday? I actually don't know about what happened here yesterday. More or less the same as each doppelganger sighting so far. Please ask my father about what happened. Alright. You can tell us why you decided to call Seiji? Our server room was infiltrated. We know that the doppelganger was targeting the national police top secret data. That made my father a potential target too. So I was worried and called him, and turned out the doppelganger had indeed showed up. What is the motive? There's a pattern to its actions, probably here to steal something. There isn't anything of much value here in this home. That painting there might look expensive, but only cost a few dozen bands of yen. Isn't that actually expensive? That is. One possibility I see is the contents of the safe. It has valuables inside. Would you be able to find traces with that power of yours? We'll check if there are any traces around the safe then. Okay, I'm going to piss real. Okay, I'm back. What do you got in the paintings? Painting is pretty expensive. Painting of a woman. Really looks expensive. Serve, it's your safe. Old-fashioned safe. No, it's having a safe another Kurosawa family tradition. Various objects lined up on the shelf. Trophies, certificates, looks like a family tradition. I guess I just have to talk to you now. Let me introduce myself, Zame Fukurai of the Urban Myth Dissolution Center. Thank you for your help, Seiji, U.S. Arthur, and Security Director of it. I try to avoid meddling with things I don't understand too well, but you mentioned this case is related to the Zimmer incidents that were causing an uproar lately, so you have my cooperation. What happened here? Could you tell us about what happened? Last night around 10 or so, my son came home. I was in my study, in the middle of organizing papers. I briefly greeted him and then returned to my desk. I told him to wait a bit while I finished up my work. Maybe after 10 minutes, I came to this room, but my son was already gone. So soon? You find that strange? No, not really. It's normal for my son to be busy working as a company head. Then, this morning, he called and asked whether anyone who looks like him had come here recently. And that's when Yuya realized it was the doppelganger. Do you notice anything? No, not really. When my son came in, the doppelganger, he stopped and stared at the painting over there, so I told him we just bought it yesterday. He missing from the home? Taken? Does the doppelganger steal things? All I heard was that it appeared in his room. I see, thank you. We'll take a look around the house. So he didn't tell his father the whole truth. About your son. Can you tell me about your son? Your questions range rather wide. He is the Kurosawa's family only son. Have we taken good care of him? I've been called overprotective and meddling at times. My wife and I had an early divorce, so he's grown without knowing motherly love. There was a time when he would go around causing mischief and streaming them as part of some activist group. But he's built on those experiences and now runs an internet technology company. I see, and you've supported him throughout. That's what parents do. About work. You tell me a bit about your work. My work mostly prevents me from mentioning details or anything specific, but you could say I'm in charge of VIP security within Japan. Are you involved in countering the recent occult terrorist movements? Of course, after organization exists to protect public interests from all forms of disaster. Okay, time to take notes on him. He's Kurosawa's son's father, and he's in charge of a branch of police. Which one was it? VIP security. And counterterrorism. So he's actively fighting the Zimmers. Must be a huge responsibility. Shadow who looks like Kurosawa. Is it the doppelganger? What's it doing? Not the doppelganger. It doesn't have the eyes. Pushing the things on the shelf. Shadow who resembles Kurosawa. Doppelganger, perhaps? Up until now, I was able to tell the doppelganger apart at a glance, but today I'm not getting that feeling. Am I too tired? Doppelganger is fiddling around with the safe, taking something out of it, perhaps. Doppelganger seems to... Okay. Can the safe be open right now? Shadow who looks like Kurosawa, the doppelganger, so it did show up here too. Shadow was staring at the painting. Why would the doppelganger care about the painting? Maybe there's a secret to it. Shadow's here. Looks like Kurosawa's son, Jr. The shadow compared to the previous doppelganger shadows looks somewhat different. Not exactly how. Seiji-san might know something. Doppelganger was staring at this photo. Room is fancy too. Must cost a fortune. But why would the doppelganger want to stare at it? It obviously hasn't been stolen either. Maybe I should ask Seiji-san. Safe that the doppelganger was touching. Could it be open? Nope, not open. I'm hoping the doppelganger hasn't actually got the safe open. Could the shadow tries to tell us something? Okay, what are you doing? Putting the Kendo trophy upside down. Is it writing something on the bottom? Bottom of the trophy. Probably has the password to the safe. Look at the bottom. Small piece of stuff here. 9630, a 4-digit number. What for? Could be the safest combination, but there's no way it's written here, is it? 1630. I didn't expect it, but the shadow's movement might mean it saw the number and entered it. Should take a try at least. Wait, no way, it opened. Inside is an empty box. Who would keep an empty box inside of a safe? For me, that was what stolen was inside the safe. I need to check with Seiji-san. Did I bother you again for a bit? Do you see the doppelganger's face? I did indeed. Was there anything strange? I didn't notice anything. He's my son after all, so I don't think I would have mistaken him. They were so similar the father couldn't tell them apart. About the contents of the safe. Excuse me, about the contents of the safe? The safe. Seems something was stolen from inside it. Why would you know this? Left inside safe and the box was open. Means you opened the safe? Oh yeah, maybe that was inappropriate. It's more of a matter of how you managed to. Oh, I'm sorry, terribly sorry. I have this strange power that allows me to see things. I need to warn you, and we believe the contents of the box in the safe were stolen. I'm not sure I understand you fully, but I will confirm. Hey, the object was missing, stolen apparently. What was in the box? Can't tell you that much, but it's part of the information system within the National Police. Oh, is that the system in Kurosawa's company? One that needs special authentication to unlock? You know that much? Might as well explain then. As you say, the object in question is a password device that was needed to access the system. Yet its existence should have only been known to a few people in our leadership. We haven't disclosed details to even our families, not even your families. That's what was stolen. The reports that VIP protection data was uploaded to social networks, but those were not baseless. Now, what should I tell Jasmine? About the painting. Oh yes, we purchased that one 2 days ago. We put it up just for yesterday. Last night my son, or the doppelganger rather, was looking at the painting too before anything else. It must be very expensive. tell you the truth, the frame is more costly. The painting itself is only 50,000 yen. I was surprised to hear that too. Oh, 50,000 yen isn't inexpensive. If I thought it was my son, I told him the actual price. But if it was actually someone unrelated, maybe we should have bluffed a bit. Huh, is that a joke? Anomaly's intent. Thinks things through. Something different from usual here, at least in my imaginary direct. Goes up, I'll always be here when you need me. Saw the shadow, you mentioned something was different about him. The shadow seemed different from the doppelganger we've seen so far. And its actions afterwards seem weird as well. I wonder how it's different from the previous doppelganger intrusions. Isn't the... Rumor's identity came through once actually do it himself? Yeah, the shadow. Seiji explained about the painting to the doppelganger that was seen yesterday. Supposedly been a while since Kurosawa was here himself. Why did he know about the painting? I need to check with Kurosawa-san. There's a test. Maybe. Doppelganger who appeared in front of Seiji yesterday. That's actually you, wasn't it? You caught me. Still, why is this happening? Wait, it's not what you think. I want to show you all those who are suffering how incredible your power is. I just ended up doing it. No harm intended. What do you mean by show? Photos, upload them, that kind of thing. With your permission, of course. Powers for bringing solace to many people. I really respect you. Don't hold it against me. What's wrong? Why would Kurosawa say things like this? We don't take photos without telling us. I'll be continuing the investigation. Can I talk to you for a bit? Hasn't something was stolen after all? What was stolen? Password device granting access to the National Police's information system. Doppelganger can access the National Police's info system at will now. So first it was unable to snatch data from the place and needed a password to grab access. But came here to steal the password device. Wait. What to do? I'm in big trouble. What to do? He asked Kurosawa's father when he last used the device. I need to make a call right now. Okay. Husband tends to make calls at times like this. Bother you again for a bit? About the device. When was the last time you used it? To be honest, I'm not a tech-savvy person. Around 5 years ago and haven't used it all since then. Was that so? But this is a crisis now. We need to take measures immediately. If you happen to find it, please let me know. Yes, if we happen to find it. Can you tell us the device's shape and color so we know? It's red and looks like a card. A red card-like device? Not the same as... Yeah, we need to talk to probably Jasmine about the device. I checked the device. Seiji-san never used it. What? No, that can't be right. Victor Kurosawa's device has logs of running from several years ago. Wait, does that mean the doppelganger was there from back then? No, it was stolen yesterday. After all, I want to report. But there's more. You know the doppelganger stole yesterday. A card-like device, huh? Device that was stolen from Kurosawa's junior office. Getting really confused. I think things over. Know what was stolen, but now the situation makes less sense. Password device kept inside the safe. Seiji said he never actually used it, but Jasmine mentioned its use from several years now. Raises questions about Jasmine's connections. I wonder who she was calling. Well, this password device wasn't it stolen from the CEO's office? Maybe there's something about the device kept in the safe. Maybe Kurosawa-san stole it from safe. They're both red card-like devices, so it makes sense that the Zimmers are after him. Why would Kurosawa take it without anything? There's a lot we need to ask him. What's going on, Yuya? Why would the password device stolen from our safe be stolen from your company? Did you take it from the safe? I was so intrigued by the work you do. I I just took it and kept it in my office. As we mentioned, log showing it's been used for several years now. I didn't mean any harm, but the doppelganger stole it. I wanted to find it before the worst could happen, and Zami's power will make that possible. Not really time to be complimenting this. It's gotten out of hand. Is it more important to prevent the public from knowing that the device was stolen? Desmond, things are getting really complicated now. If this is a family conflict, we would just leave and go home right now. All in all, everything about this case was to cover up for Kurosawa-san's theft. Well, that red password device was taken from the doppelganger, so there's no way it just ends there. I guess there isn't anything we can do about the situation. Oh, that man, timing. Usual. Mr. Director. Hello, are you okay? How's it going? We were worried about you, Director. Turns out that doppelgangers' actions have affected more people than I realized. I know you've been busy on your side too, but please don't disappear like that. Important police data was stolen, and we've been seeing nasty rumors about the center. We can think about those complications once we wrap up the case. Fair enough. Time for a dissolution. I'm relieved though. I was anxious about doing the eye-opener part myself. It may happen sooner or later. No, that's a hard pass. Now then, please ensure the Kurosawas can hear you. Yes. This request was about recovering, if possible, an object stolen by a doppelganger. For now, let us put on hold whether recovery is even possible, until we determine who exactly what we're dealing with. Are you ready? The eye reveals all. I guess this means we'll be doing the dissolution from the last case. The implication I'm getting here. Now let the dissolution begin. In this case, Kiyomoto-san, secretary at UTech, initially encountered the doppelganger, leading us to follow its traces. We identified it as a doppelganger, based on its appearance being identical with Kurosawa-san, and that it doesn't engage in conversation. So, Mrs. Ami, yes? There have been further indications that the anomaly is indeed the doppelganger. What kind of phenomenon has been observed? 4 people are missing. Everyone who encounters it has gone missing. The 4 individuals you named have not been found, so they may or may not be alive. Yet the situation does seem to align with the doppelganger's anomaly characteristics. Okay, we got 1 of 4. Why would a request to search for a missing object turn into such a complicated matter? That's because of one key factor that made us believe this was all the doppelganger's doing. So, Mrs. Ami, yes? What was the notable characteristics of the intruder that kept the incident from being reported to the police, and that led to a request to the center instead? The intruder's appearance is identical to Kurosawa-san's. The people who encountered it all thought it was him all along. That is precisely why we were called in. That aspect is clearly anomalous. Our ego will change from here. The doppelganger who appeared in the server room seemed to be targeting confidential police information. It turns out through this Fukurai's clairvoyance that they've given up on that approach. You, Nami, to confirm, why did the doppelganger in the server room give up on extracting data? It needed a red card-like object. Yet this device was only available to high-ranking police officials, so we believe the intruder had no choice but to give up. That is correct. The device that the doppelganger stole from the CEO's office. And now about that red card device, something seemed strange there, wasn't it? Kurosawa mentioned that he was intrigued by his father's work and took it on a whim. Rather naive reason he had to. So, Mrs. Ami, he did say that. My question here is, when exactly was the device stolen from the estate? Around when do you think this actually happened? That's been looked into this for us. It seems the password device has been in use for several years now. Kurosawa mentioned he stole it a week ago on a whim. That doesn't feel right. Kurosawa's account seems to have a number of inconsistencies here and there, but we can't do anything about that itself. Hope they can figure things out, father and son. Not gonna lie, this just seems like a situation where the son is shitty because he got spoiled growing up. Yeah, there will be no easy way out of this. Expect a full explanation once we're done here. Now for my final question. The culprit who appeared at Kurosawa's family home and stole the red card-like device. Son, Yuya Kurosawa. The culprits who infiltrated Yuya's company and home were the doppelganger and also acting like a Zimmer. So Mrs. Ami, yes? Miss Fukurai, You have already encountered the doppelganger and Zimmer. Oh, I have? Please think back on all the accounts you have, everyone you talked to. For this case to be possible, who would need to be a Zimmer? Things don't add up for either of those possibilities. It's neither Kiyomoto-san, his secretary, or Aika, his girlfriend. And who actually is the doppelganger and Zimmer? Probably all of the above. All four of them? When the doppelganger supposedly appeared, those four individuals were on the scene, though their accounts and what happened to them suggest paranormal involvement. The experience of the vanishing doppelganger and the disappearance of those who encountered it. That could have been explained by all four of them telling the same cover story. Also, each of the four were recently appointed to their jobs. They came in proximity of Yuya-san. Oh no. It's very likely that the four of them worked together to play the role of the doppelganger. It's also likely that all of them are Zimmers. The mystery is now solved. Yeah, I did consider that as a possibility. But like the doppelganger aspect, how did you fake it for the cameras? Zimmers, all four of them? Are you unsatisfied with the dissolution result? No, I do see why the dissolution makes sense, but a few things still don't quite. Oh, do tell. The doppelgangers I saw through clairvoyance was staring at me. One did steal the HDD after stealing the red device. Point. The VIP protection data should have been accessible once they had the red device. But I'd indeed like to discuss those angles in depth. But it seems that will have to wait until next time, huh? What are you doing here? We're in the middle of an important family discussion. Go wait in the next room until we're done. Wait. Inoue-san, third room security guard at Kurosawa's company. Also Nakata, the server engineer, and Kiyomoto-san, the secretary. Honda-san, the housekeeper. Glad you're all safe. Sammy, remember we talked about during the dissolution? Then Nakata the doppelganger. They're dangerous extremists. Remember who they are? Huh? Zimmers? Are you all really Zimmers? What's going on? Where's the SP? You realize I'm your boss? Have you ever thought about the consequences? You owe nothing to that joke of a company. We're working towards a higher goal. Discuss me, living the easy life with your family, fortune, connections. Family discussion to keep it on this country to prosper for the next millennium. Bond sprouts and assume the terror attacks were happening someplace else? Well, one is happening right here and now, so break. Everyone, please, hold on. Let me get back. These people are dangerous. They no longer care. You have no reason to cover for the filthy raid. Ready. They told us they're planning. Devastation and judgment are about to happen. That is nigh. Eh? You mean the Samizima admin? The world needs leaders. Those who envision the future and guide the weak. The world's values are corrupted. The weak know this well, but the weak lack the power to change the alone. Their guidance forward, gathering us in greater force. We should be the ones to bring change into this world. It's a complete mess. Hey you, hurry up and do something. Who's your leader? The Samizima admin? Please, stop all this. This isn't a way to do things. You shouldn't be hurting anyone. Signing with filth, that means you're not with us. We will fulfill our role here. Enact devastation, judgment. Enough that nonsense. Hear me. Husband, they're not going to listen. Freeze. Oh shit. Omiri, secure them all. Commissioner Tomiri. All suspects secured. Fine work. Are you safe, Director Kurosawa? That's you, Tomiri. That was timely. Assistant Commissioner Tomarigi. Please brief Director Kurosawa on the situation. Huh? Assistant Commissioner Yasumi Tomarigi. D-U-T-U-T. Pretty Police, sir. Director Kurosawa, our apologies for the commotion. Hasbin? What? I mean, it's just a short cutscene. I guess if I kept it going, it would have been longer. That's what's going on. Sorry, Zami. Exactly as I see. Counter unidentified terrorists. Proactively prevent terrorist cells from carrying out their plans. Specifically, unidentified incident prophecies. I was in their urban myth dissolution. Why would you need to be undercover? Senator sure is creepy, but it shouldn't be a threat. Relax, it's only initially an investigation. It's for information only at this point. And we learned a lot through that undercover stint. Hey, Zammy, sorry for not telling you. So that's why you're so good at fighting and had connections in weird places. Sense, kinda. Meet again. Scary person from the park. Glad you remember me. Happy to see you've been putting that wondrous power to fruit. So he's with the security police as well. Commissioner, what about Kurosawa Jr.? Sent Yuya Kurosawa home just now, but he probably won't have any charges pressed. Huh? Why not? So happened because he took the device out without permission. This will be handled as a mishap on Director Kurosawa's part. The director asked himself to do so. First time he wipes his prodigal, 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 prodigal's son's rear. Miss Tomarigi, please remember to be decent in your work. Kurosawa's device has been in use for a few days as well. It means that we could trace the IPs to access the servers. We may be able to apprehend those involved. If we don't know who exactly it is, the next time they access will be the moment of truth. Be ready, Marigi. Okay, she's putting on the uniform. Yeah, that OST was pretty. Damn it, you should head out now. Huh? We'll handle the devastation judgment prophecy from here. I'm not part of we then. Taking on a terrorist mastermind, not a mysterious entity. It's out of your hands now. Jasmine, please wait. Whatever you do, don't follow us. But Miss Tomarigi? Wait. Get into the area. Sure. Come back, Miss. I see Jasmine had ulterior motives. Don't put it that way. She had her reasons. Even without her, we will need you to continue with your work. You will need this computer from here on. Jasmine. So far, more or less as planned. Yeah, figured. You played her part very nicely. I got the third floor. All other units secure first floor exit. What, is there about to be a bomb here? I figured not Tomarigi, I figured the guy himself was a Zimmer. Sonia surrounded you. The Genesis card? One loose end taken. Oh, I guess he actually got doppelgangered. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I want to call it quits for here. I gotta go sleep. I gotta wake up in like 6 hours. I want to hang out with one. I'll catch you later. Hope you have a good rest of your night or day. Yeah. Peace.